stars and feet on the ground. When I heard this topic, I went to my mom and I asked, "Mom, what does this topic even mean?" She thought for a while. Eyes, stars, feet. Rose, can't you see I'm busy? Go ask your father. Let him switch off the news for some time. Contest chair, respected judges, toastmasters, fellow gatherers and guests. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hearing this, my dad looked at me, smiled and explained. The meaning of this thoughtful quote is that you must always dream high with your eyes aimed towards your goals. But at the same time, never let your feet off the ground. Then he turned to me and asked, "Got it?" And I turned back at him and said, "No." So then he said, "Let's do an experiment. Try to touch that ceiling fan." What? That fan so high above my head? In order to touch that fan, I had to stretch my hands and stand on my tiptoes. But in that process, I lost my balance and I fell down. Then he turned to me and said, "This is exactly what it means. You must have great dreams, but you must be sensible while pursuing your dreams. While your eyes are aimed towards your goals, you must always stay grounded." Then he further explained to me with examples of two great personalities. 2014, May 16th, the results of the Indian election were announced. With a thumping majority, Mr. Narendra Modi was elected as Prime Minister of India. Years before Mr. Narendra Modi was Prime Minister of India, he was once just a simple tea stall seller who used to think, why doesn't India dream big? Why doesn't India dream like China or Europe or America? Before going to Delhi to be officially elected as Prime Minister of India, he went back to his hometown to visit his aging mother and all the other elders. Remember, how high you may become, you must always stick to your roots. Keep your eyes on the stars and feet on the ground. The next example was of a man from Kerala who, like any other Malayali, flew to the Gulf looking for a job. But this guy, he was different. He had his eyes aimed on the stars, and with a short span of only 2 decades, he built his own empire of 115 hypermarkets all around the Gulf. Mr. M.A. Yusuf Ali. He may not be familiar to some of you, but his Lulu hypermarkets have sure earned a household name in the Gulf. As per Wikipedia, Mr. M.A. Yusuf Ali is worth 2.5 billion US dollars. But he's not known for his money or fame. He's known for his simplicity and loving of his roots. Mr. M.A. Yusuf Ali is a classic example of keeping your eyes on the stars and feet on the ground. Whenever he's employing anyone as an employee at Lulu Hypermarket, he gives topmost preference to the people from back in his village. I was fascinated to know that at least one member from every household in his village is an employee in Lulu Hypermarket. Mr. M.A. Yusuf Ali is the greatest example of keeping your eyes on the stars and feet on the ground. My dad continued, "Rose, even though this came through a contest, this is something which I've always wanted to tell you. Find your passion, get inspired, set some goals even though they may not seem realistic to you at this point of time. Remember, there is nothing wrong with reaching for the your feet are firmly planted. Don't get discouraged if you don't reach your goal in your first try. Keep your arms outstretched towards the heaven, the youthful twinkle in your eyes that says, I might just reach that one day. And remember, without a goal to strive towards for, and without feet that are not firmly planted, you might just get blown away with every little breeze that passes by. Hence, remember to keep your eyes on the stars and feet on the ground.